Hello everyone, my name is Mouse Tutorial and today I'm going to show you how to set up your basic mod file for your mod. So you want to open up Eclipse. I've already told you how to set it up, so it should be fine. What you want to do is right click on this package thingy and select new class. So we're going to create our basic mod file class. And I recommend to call it the same as your mod ID, so I'm using mouse modding for my main mod class. Cool, so this is what you get when you create a new class, of course. And what you want to do now is do a few things. The first thing that you need to do for your mod to work is make an add mod annotation. It needs to go right above the class, and the add mod annotation is going to be where Forge gets its most important stuff from when loading your mod. So it's going to get the most, yeah, actually it's going to get the mod ID from there, and without that it cannot work. So you want to say mod ID is, and give it a string, mouse modding. You want to add a comma and say name is, and this can be anything. This can even have spaces. And you want to declare the version, which is going to be, I don't know, 0.0.1, or what did I make it? 1.1.0, let's do that one. Mouse 1.0.0. Okay, so as you can see, you will have 4 arrows right now, and that is because we need to import stuff. Now you can do this manually by hovering over it and selecting import, or you can also press Ctrl, Shift and O at the same time, and as you can see it imports everything that I need. So that's a really neat trick that you might want to learn. Now you can do it this way by declaring the string up here, but I like to do it a little bit different. I like to keep all the important stuff in a specific class. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna change it a bit. So I'm gonna create a class in a second which is called references. And in there I'm gonna make a constant mod ID. So I'm also gonna do that for name. I'm gonna create a class references, and I'm gonna give it a constant mod name. And for the version I'm gonna do the same, so I'm gonna create a class references and I'm gonna make a constant version in there. So to fix this error, what you want to do is right click on this package, click on new and click on class. So we are gonna create that references class as I told about earlier. Now you can do it in the main mod package, but I like to keep things organized, so I'm gonna create a new package for that, which is lib, which stands for library, of course. Hit finish and it will create that new package with that new class. So inside here we need to make those constants, so public static final string mod ID is equal to mouse modding. It needs to be lowercase, by the way. Public static final string mod underscore name is equal to, this can be uppercase, mouse modding. And public static final string version is going to be equal to 1.0.0, like that. And if we go back to our main class now, you will still have those errors, but as I said, you can fix them by pressing Ctrl, Shift and O to import everything. And I misspelled version there, but it's fixed right now. Okay, so that's the first thing that you have to do in order to get your mod working. Now there is one more thing that I would recommend you do. So let's open up our class declaration, like that. And we're gonna say add sided proxy. So we're gonna use the interface sided proxy, and we need to declare two things, which is the client proxy, and I will explain what a proxy is in a bit. And we need fancy. And we need to declare the server side. So what is a proxy? A proxy is basically a registerer of something that can happen on the client and the server. So for example, when I want to open a tile entity, and a tile entity for example is a chest, that needs to happen on the server. So the server needs to know that I'm opening my chest. But the client also needs to show the GUI. So that for example are things that a proxy can handle. And for the client side is gonna be what you see, a GUI for example. And the server side is what the server is gonna know about. So for this I'm gonna also, you need to declare the path where you can find the proxies. We'll create the proxies in a bit. But as I said, I like to keep those kind of things in a special class called references. So I'm going to say clients proxy location. And the server side is going to be references dot server side location. No, server common proxy is it's called. Sorry, common proxy location. Usually you call the server side a common proxy. Now to finish this off, we need to make a public static common proxy like that. So basically we're creating a object proxy, a common proxy object. Wow. So let's create a constant. The client proxy location is going to be everything that you see in this package plus the class. So for example, I'm going to place that proxy in mousemodding.core.proxy plus the proxy class name, so clients proxy. That's going to be my proxy location. So let's create that really quick. Right click on your package, new class, clients proxy, and that's going to be located in .core.proxy. Hit finish, and as you can see, mousemodding core proxy client proxy, just as I declared up here. So make sure that that is right. Now for the common proxy, of course, we're gonna proxy location. We're gonna change a little bit. We're gonna change client proxy to common proxy, just like that. And every time I change something, I automatically it's standard for me. Ctrl+Shift+S, which basically is this button, which will save everything. Make sure to do that once in a while to be sure everything is saved. So the next thing you want to do is create a common proxy. So you want to make sure the package declaration is right and create a class common proxy. Okay, so now the fancy stuff in the proxies, the client-side proxy needs to extend common proxy. So everything that happens on the server also needs to happen on the client. Makes sense. Cool, so save that again and we're done with the proxies. Basically the only thing we need to do again is Ctrl+Shift+O. There we go, fixed. So, this is the basic things that you need to do. Now let's start loading stuff. So in order to load stuff, Forge has made an event which is gonna load everything, and that's being handled the following. It needs the interface event handler, and therefore we need to add public void pre-init, and that needs as parameter fml pre-initialization events, and we're gonna call that event. Open up your curly brackets, and basically what is placed in here will be loaded. So everything from blocks to, I don't know, will be loaded once you place it in here. Now there are three kinds of events, of initialization events. First one is pre-init. In here every block will be loaded, items will be loaded, log handlers and stuff like that. In the init, which is the second phase, is gonna load everything, for example events and entities and stuff like that. And the last one is the post init, which is gonna handle all the add-ons. So make sure you place in the right one when you make one. So this is done. I've now basically made my mod setup, I would say. So let's see if this actually works by running my run configuration. If you now open up, you can see 5 mods loaded, which also is our mod. So mouse modding is being loaded. It's in the game now. It can work. Cool. So that's how you make a basic mod file. This is everything that you need to have. In the next tutorial we're gonna talk about blocks and items and stuff, but this needs to be done first before we can even start thinking about that. Cool. So this was the first tutorial. I hope you liked it. I'll see you next time. We're gonna talk about blocks, as I said. Make sure to visit my website again. Make sure to give feedback on my MCF forum, on my Minecraft forum page, and hopefully I'll see you next time. This was Mouse Tutorial. I'll see you next time.